Well, during the COVID time, what mostly happened with me was in the beginning, I just was really excited to try new things. I was learning about new programs and new sound equipment and how to make it sound good live online. And it was a real test for me, and it was really a challenge. And I loved learning and growing and getting my entire touring portion of my life online to virtual shows. It was exciting. It was fun. And then I started to get other jobs, and I started to do charity work and online shows for charities, and I started to write jingles for companies. Local golf course hired me, a local restaurant, a local gas station, and I started to write jingles and learned how to work my studio gear. So it was an amazing learning experience. And after a few months of continually living in this high adrenaline kind of lifestyle that I'm used to, things started to take a turn for me, and I started to actually understand that this is something that's not going to go away. And I actually think it's serious, and I actually think my life is going to change. And it was in this moment that I actually became pretty depressed and sad, lonely. I felt disconnected to most everything in my life. And the biggest thing of all was that my big picture dream of myself as a touring artist was demolished. It was gone. And I had nothing to grasp onto. What can I do? So there was grieving. And in the grieving stage was where I found my answers, actually. I went inside, and I dug deep inside myself, into my soul. I started asking myself big questions like, do I want to do this? Is this making me happy? What do I miss? What do I want more of in my life? And I got some answers in those grieving, sad moments. And I'm just actually now coming out of it. I'm able to talk about it, put it into words, and I feel a little bit more excited about the future than I was. And that excitement about the future actually comes in enjoying the moments right now. It's a moment to moment, day by day kind of life at the moment. You know, I used to be booked like a year and a half in advance for shows and tours, and now I'm booked like 5 to 7 days in advance. So things have changed, and I'm enjoying this process of letting go and surrendering and asking how can I be of better use to my fellows, and asking God or the universe to drive me in a way that I become a vessel rather than do it as a selfish thing. And so I'm learning, I'm growing. There's been a lot of hard lessons, but some joy along the way. The number one cool thing about COVID, a lot of people will say, is that we get to have time with our loved ones. And my loved one and I, we actually got a small trailer this summer, and we lived in our small trailer up at the beach, and we spent the summer at the beach, just us and our dog. And I got to run, and we had some sunset swims, and we got to cook barbecue, and we got to enjoy each other's company. I've actually never gotten into a Netflix series, and I got into a Netflix series this summer, and just normal things like, you know, getting to do my laundry without rushing around. And first time in my life I've like used a laundromat. Like it was fun. In 3 hours you have all your loads done. It was great. Just normal things is making me happy right now. For the artists out there that aren't feeling a glimmer of hope, I can offer the fact that this too shall pass. And it's a really basic saying. Sometimes it's very cliched, but when I was going through that low time where I felt like there was no light, and where I felt like my life as I knew it was over, I just kept reminding myself, this too shall pass. And I had to remember that I've been in these situations before where I felt no hope and I felt depressed, and I did get through them. and those situations made me stronger. As far as like some advice, I would say it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. It's okay not to want to reach out. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel like your life as you know it is never going to be the same. And it's also okay to feel excited and to feel like change is a good thing. It's also okay to feel like there are people that you can relate with, that you need to reach out to. I think each of us feel different in moments. Some days are good, some days are bad. Just remind yourself, if you're feeling you're in a bad slope, that you're not alone. A lot of people are going through it, and this will pass. And maybe talk to somebody that you know is going through something similar, because sometimes those people that you think are going through similar things are on the upswing, and they can offer some sort of hope and advice for you. My number one suggestion as well to the artists out there is that we need to really learn more about ourselves, our innards right now. The outside is really in a disarray of what we're used to. So it's time to get back inside, because no matter what is happening outside, if inside is good, then we will be okay. I think that if you're an artist and you are passionate about art, if you're a musician and you're passionate about music, you will find a way to have your voice heard. It's the age-old story. Like, I was a young girl who wanted to write music. I didn't have any access to any instruments, but I found this old guitar with one string on it, and that's how I wrote my first songs. I just wrote it with one string. I didn't know how to play guitar, and I wrote a whole bunch of songs with one string. If you are an artist and you feel in your heart that this is your passion and desire, you will find a way to get your voice heard. The El Sistema program is so important. I can't wait to the time that I get to actually sit down and hang out with the kids and talk about music and learn about music and teach them about confidence and how to stand on a stage and be your true self authentically and powerfully and fiercely, right? Fiercefully? Is that a word? But the cool thing about kids is that they're sponges and they're just ready to learn, and they want to learn things that make them happy, and they want to grow. And I want to be that person that finds their passion and finds that thing that makes them feel excited. And I want them to, even if it's something unique that we don't even know what it is yet, but I want them to find that for themselves. And also, I think that in this El Sistema program, I think it becomes like a family program. And I love family. I don't have children. And this is something I'm really excited about, because I feel like I have been given a lot of gifts. I'm blessed with a lot of things, and I want to pass those on to children and to families. And I'm emotional about it because I think it's going to be really powerful. And for these families that, are having a hard time getting their children rides to the El Sistema program, or these families that are, they can't seem to get a few hours off work because they have to work double shifts because they need extra money to raise their children if they're a one-parent family or whatever. There's so many situations where the parents are under stress, and I want to be that person that they feel like they can trust, and that, I'm here to offer just love, hope, and music and empowerment to their children and to them as well. So let's do this as a family. The latest album that I released is called Unveiling, and it is a bit different from my other albums. It's 100% truth and honesty, and actually putting those feelings and emotions onto a piece of paper, singing them out loud. It's scary. I became very vulnerable in this album, and there's a lot of hard emotions that I dealt with through this album. It's a breakup album, and it's very raw. There's also parts of the unveiling, the revealing of yourself, where you realize your true love for yourself as well. So there's some beautiful moments amongst that pain. So I think it's one of my best pieces of art to date. It's just a little deep. But I was really proud to work with the guys in the band on this album. We released it in November. We worked on it for 1.5 years, almost 2 years before releasing it. And then shortly after our release, COVID happened. And unfortunately, I had to end up doing a whole bunch of solo shows. And I missed the band. And I truly love these guys so much. And I hope that they are able to play again, because I feel that it's sad to see that they're not able to use their gifts the way I can play solo. But sometimes if you're a drummer or a bass player or a lead guitar player, it's hard to go on and show your talents. I just respect these guys so much. I just want to say that I miss them, and I hope they're doing well out there. I also want to say that I just released a new video for a song called Beautiful Disaster, and it was directed here in London by one of my favorite directors, Jason Plant. And it was just a fantastic storyline. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you giggle. Lots of people were involved. So check it out, Beautiful Disaster. The Aeolian Hall has done something that is like, it's pretty profound. Not a lot of venues are doing it, and I applaud you guys for doing it. And I'm asking anybody out there if you can spread the word about this series, the Phoenix Sessions. We as artists appreciate this so much. We've been sitting at home. A lot of us haven't been able to make a living or play on a stage of this caliber, and this kind of show will excite and uplift us for a long time after. So if you would like to support artists, this is the best way to do it. Register for more of these shows so we can have more artists come through the Aeolian Hall doors. And even, depending on how many people register, maybe there can be duos and trios and bands, depending on the budgets. So spread the word. Let's get people on this stage, and let's, open up our hearts to live music again. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to do one more song, I think. I think it's about time to do one more song. What do you guys think? Yeah? Now, when I first came in this hall, the first show I played in this hall, Aeolian Hall, I remember it very well, because this, to me, was the size of a stadium. It's a beautiful stage, and it seats about 325 people, I believe. It might have changed since then. 2012 was the year, and it was the release of my very first CD. The name of the CD was Stronger Now. And it was June of 2012, and I remember it was sold out. There were people in the balconies, and there were people in the front, and all the chairs were packed, and I saw my mom and dad in the audience, and I saw my grandparents, and I saw my friends, and I saw other family members, and I saw people from really far away here to support me. And I walked out on the stage, and I just felt this amount of energy I've never felt before, ever in my life. And this place has magic in it, and the memory that I hold of this place is magical. So thank you, Aeolian Hall, for having me here as a part of your Phoenix Sessions series. Christoph doing sound, and our friend doing the lights. What's your name again? Dave doing lights. So thanks, Clark and Brian and everybody here at Aeolian for having me as a part of this. Make sure you guys register for more of these shows, because they're just going to get better and better and better as they go. I'm just really happy to be here for the first one. Back to that night in June 2012 when I walked on that stage. This song here was the final song of our show. It's also on the Stronger Now CD, and I'm going to play it just to remind myself of what it felt like to be on this stage that night. Shine Bright. This is about ridding yourself of your ego and living out of your truth and letting your true light shine. I need a reminder, so I'm going to sing it. Made it known that you wanted it all. You told me back and forth, you made my head swell. You told me I was the most beautiful girl. Introduced me to the rest of the world. Oh yeah, shine bright, shining bright. Pointed me in the direction of fame. For all the wrong reasons I've been playing this game. Told me I was the most talented girl. Let the world hear my words. Oh yeah, hear my words. Oh, oh yeah, shed the darkness and move into the light. Watch this place come alive. Yeah, did it your way, then did it feel right? Watch your light shine bright. Oh, shine bright. Let it out. Shine bright. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll try to get out of my head, open up my life, do all that you said, come out of the thick, the smoke is gonna clear, shed the darkness and move into the light. Watch this place come alive. Yeah, did it your way, then did it feel right? Watch your light shine bright. Oh, shine bright, shining bright, shining bright. If you're feeling that light and you're feeling that hope right now, please pass it on, because some people are not in that space. Thanks for having me. Have a good ride. All right, have a good night and a good week and everything else you got. All right. Oh yeah, that note right there. Woo. Thank you.